Just want to let you guys know for 1 second, I don't want you guys to think that entertainment news and mass media as a whole is not at all connected to the United States government. Okay? Media is an extension of the government. Anything that's proliferated and put forth on a mainstream level where everyone is simultaneously receiving the same message, then you have to understand that the message is being controlled. And when you have a message that's being controlled, it's only fitting that that message becomes something that's put forth in a stream and frequently discussed, intentionally, systematically inserted into the mass media machine so that everyone out there can have a opinion about what's going on. And it also shapes the minds of people. And that's what we consider propaganda by the US government. And propaganda is just another civilized or politically correct way of calling someone a liar. Pre-planned messages and pre-planned themes that have been preconceived and planned to put people in a certain position, or planned in order to have people to have a particular mindset, that's what you call propaganda. And propaganda, in its essence, is more leaning to the side of manipulation. And it's more leaning to the side of falsities. And it's more leaning to the side of true deception. Now, you may be asking yourself, like, why am I saying this? Well, I'm saying this because in 2024, your government has the legal right to actually lie to you. You say, how? Well, there's an act. It's called Smith-Mundt Modernization Act of 2012. This was something that was going on during the Obama administration. He got this law passed where news media can intentionally lie to the public in order for us to be safe. Now, you may tell yourself, like, what? How does that make any sense? Well, it's the same thing when they tell you to do certain things and to acquire a medical tool inside your body that's going to keep you safe, and everyone runs to the doctor to get that procedure done. Everything is usually enveloped and dressed up with the veneer of safety and security, when in actuality, the safety and security is the emotional appeal to get you to move in a direction that they want you to move into. No different than Bush with the Patriot Act. Citizens are now able to have their phones tapped. You can actually be spied on by your government legally because of what? Safety. So first comes the fear. And once you impart fear in the souls and the minds of people, you can get them to acquiesce to anything that you want them to fall into. So there's an act called Smith-Mundt Modernization Act of 2012. This was a act that was put forth by yours truly, Obama. And what this act pretty much does, it amends the United States Information and Educational Exchange Act. So it changes it. The United States had an Information and Education Exchange Act of 1948. And what this does, it authorizes the Secretary of State and the Broadcasting Board of Governors to provide for preparation of dissemination of information. All right. So it allows them to prepare information and to see how they're going to put forth that information. And it's all intended for foreign audiences abroad. And it's intended for foreign audiences abroad about the United States, including about its people, its history, and its federal government's policies, through press publications, radio, motion pictures, the internet, and other information media. So this act is put forth to say we can lie about the information we're giving to foreigners, or we can lie about the information that we're giving to foreign audiences because it's to protect the rights, or it's to protect the privileges, or it's to protect the people of the United States. Because if we give them the truth, if we transfer or disseminate truthful information, then that truthful information could be used against our people. So in order to protect our people and in order to keep our people safe, we are going to lie to our people as we are lying to the foreign, to the foreign audiences, because we're going to lie to foreign audiences because we don't want them to know exactly what we're doing here. But as we disseminate that information and as we transfer that information, we also have to lie to our people as well, because what has that message is being transmitted to the foreign audiences, it has to pass through our audiences first. So before a message should be taken abroad, it has to go through our people first. So in order to protect our people, we're going to have to lie to the foreign audiences. But in the matter of lying to the foreign audiences, you're actually lying to your people to get that message across to the foreign audiences. So that's how they get around that. So the United States government is lying to you with every mass media message that you see put forth. Whether it's the message about Diddy, Epstein Island, you're not getting the full truth. It's usually encapsulated underneath propaganda. Now, let me go further along about this Smith-Mundt Modernization Act of 2012. And it sounds good because you're probably asking yourself, Smith-Mundt Act, what does this act do? Well, it's an act that says that the government can legally lie to you and they cannot be held liable. But people don't do their homework. People have already given off their minds to believe that the United States government is here for their best interest, and they cannot see their own government being their own enemy. So the U.S. by law legalizes lying. So propaganda is lying and lying is propaganda. Look that up. Look it up. Smith-Mundt, M-U-N-D-T, Smith-Mundt Modernization Act of 2012. Look that up. So when you guys are all talking about the same thing, and mainstream media, every news network is talking about the same thing, and you guys believe that you have some sort of insight because you're keeping up with the news, you're only being programmed underneath the propaganda of the government. The government will not tell you the truth. If you guys really think that all these stories about Diddy is true, think again. There's more to it than what they're telling you. And it's usually a smoke and mirrors. It's usually the stories that you continually keep hearing are usually a means of distraction to lure people away from what's really going on. But people believe that the news is factual, and nothing could be further from the truth. Thank you for listening.